Hello everybody and welcome back to more Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. In the last video we finished up the dungeon of Goblin Wall, and in this video we're going to go ahead and actually take on the boss of Goblin Wall and finish it up for good. So as you can see, just by going through the area and collecting all those pain in the butt treasures, we got all of our artifacts that we can choose from at the end. So we got all the treasures and things like that. We pretty much cleaned out this entire place. And I think I'm ready to go. I choose to use physical attacks on this guy, and you'll see why when we get in there. But if you want, you can equip a fire spell or a blizzard. You can pretty much actually equip anything. You can equip fire, blizzard, thunder, fire, blizzard, like whatever you want. Cure spells probably also recommended if you have it. Whatever it is you feel like equipping for this next boss battle. So we're just going to drop in the key and we're going to go ahead and we're going to see what boss lurks in this dungeon. Okay, so this is the Goblin King. I really hate this boss for a variety of reasons. The first of which is that you have to actually defeat his cronies before you can get to the boss himself. As you can see, he's going to spawn out 4 enemies. You have to defeat this mob in order to actually be able to get to the boss, because the 2 ones that he spawns at the very end are going to go ahead and they're going to drop the keys. And I cannot get a focus attack in on these guys. I really didn't do too hot on this guy in practice, and I don't know why. He's not a difficult boss to beat. In fact, he's a huge coward. But these spear goblins are just relentless. They just will never leave you alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna heal up really quickly here. I'm going to drop the keys in, and we're actually gonna get to the boss now. First off is he will spawn goblins the whole entire time, so that is also extremely annoying. But as you can see, he's incredibly weak. You can see how much damage that one focus attack did. And in all honesty, the cronies are more annoying than the Goblin King himself. So what I like to try to do is I actually try to ignore these guys, because even if you do defeat his cronies, he's just gonna spawn more of them, and they're just gonna keep coming the whole entire boss battle. So I pretty much like to ignore his cronies, go ahead, get a few attacks in on the king before he moves, because he will teleport. He teleports through this entire dungeon. He can poison you. As you can see, I walked into that poison. I definitely did not mean to. But just like with Malboro, his poison will eventually just go away after a while. Just keep healed. He'll teleport, and the best way to find out where he's gone is to see where the red health bar has gone. It's a pretty good indication where he is. He's going to cast all sorts of spells on you. He's going to cast, of course, poison, like I said. He's going to cast thunder. He's going to cast fire. If you get too close to him, he's going to hit you with his weapon, as you can see he's doing now. So he's basically just like a spellcaster is what he is. He's a huge coward. He's just going to basically send out his cronies, like I said. But the king himself is very basic. And I just choose to use physical attacks because I don't have the time to charge up magic attacks. You've got the king attacking you, and you've also got his goblin cronies attacking you. So that just makes things more annoying. If you can get focus attacks in on him, by all means do so, because that's probably going to be your best bet. So yeah, definitely one of the most annoying bosses in this game, just because he likes to play cat and mouse with you. But on the bright side, very, very easy to defeat once you actually hit the guy. And there it is. That is our first drop for the year. It doesn't look any different than it does in the first year or the second year. Every year is the same animation. You're always going to get your character getting the drop, and the drop is always the same color. It always fills up the same amount. All of that stuff. So that doesn't really change a whole lot. And we get mail! And who is it from this time? I hope it was from a different family member other than our sister. Yeah, it's from our father, which is a good thing. It can increase our relationship with our father, which is going to help us immensely. How are you? Ever since you left, Momofi has been really sad. I threw in a striped apple for you. I hope you like it. Hope you come home soon. Aw, that's very nice of your father. He also sends you gifts. Other members of your family will send you gifts as well sometimes, or other people you meet on the road. I guess I forgot to mention that. So we can take out the item, and I'll just say I'll be home soon. I guess that sounds like the nicer answer. And since it is your father, I cannot stress it enough that your relationship with your father is the most important, because your father is 99% of the time going to be the one that gives you items when you leave home. So if you have like a fisher father, having a better relationship with your fathers, he's going to give you better items. If it's my father, for example, I will get a discount on smithing stuff. So I can send him materials home, or if I have maybe something here that maybe I'm not going to use, maybe for like a selkie, or not a selkie, a lilty or something, I can send it home to him. Let's see here. Let's send him iron armor. Yeah. We'll do that. Give him a nice gift. Let him know that we care. And then we're going to be able to see the bonuses that we get for this dungeon, and we're going to be able to pick our treasure. So what do we got this time? Defeat enemies with spells. Well, that was a low advantage. Although I guess I did defeat all the jellyfish with blizzard, so I guess that kind of helped things along here. Alright, so this year we've got strength, magic +3. Wow, I might actually take that, because I said earlier I'm going to try and increase my magic, which is the most important thing for me right now. Defense, gain another heart. We've already gotten this one, so it won't let us choose it. Strength, defense, magic +1. Yeah, magic +3 is definitely the best one. We're going to choose that one. And with Goblin Wall being done, we pretty much have no more use for the tip of Peninsula, because we can't go back and do the Riverbell path like I have mentioned. However, before I leave, I want to change my element to fire. You need a fire element to get through the stream, so we're going to do that before we leave. And we're going to walk into a random event. That's nice. With some pretty intense music. What's going on? Oh no! Hello there, how is everything with you? We ran into the Black Knight, you see. I've always wanted to see how strong a warrior he really is, so I challenged him. He fought with nothing as disciplined as swordsmanship. He just lunged at us wildly while shouting something. It was like a great storm, terrible and full of wrath. Should you ever see the Black Knight on your travels, stay as far away from him as you can. The Black Knight, I guess I didn't really mention it. We have seen a few, we've seen him mentioned a few times. It's kind of like a subplot, I guess. You'll get a lot of random events that kind of involve him, and we'll run into them more or less later. Before I go on, though, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go back to see my dad. I said I was going to try to get like a demonstration of how you can use your father. And now that I have some materials and some crafts, I'm going to see if I can go back to him and see if he will make me a weapon. So we'll go see if he can make me anything, and if not, then we can go to Mars Pass and they should be able to make me something. I just know that like, if you have a blacksmith father or something like that, they will make you stuff. I just haven't had the opportunity to actually trigger it. So if I go back home, I should talk to him and see what he says. Yeah, so now that I actually have stuff in my inventory that I picked up from Goblin Wall, now I can come back to my father and I can bring him these things and he's going to be able to make them for me. Since they are highlighted blue, that means that he can make them for me. So the iron belt, for example, don't we already have that? Or we have something that's like that? Anyways, we can get him to craft it. We can equip it. And that will not only get his level, up, so he'll be able to make more stuff in later years. I don't think it's any cheaper though, mind you. I haven't done any research into if getting something from your father is cheaper, although I don't think it is. And a warrior's weapon. Of course, we don't have alloy, which is too bad, because a new weapon would be awesome, although I do have a really, really high attack. As you can see, actually that did help. Our defense did go up, so that item was actually quite useful. Let's see here. Solid racket, iron belt. What did we have before? We had a bronze belt, so wow, it actually boosted our defense up by 4. That was nice. Alright, so there you go. I just wanted to show that off because I failed to show that off in the previous 2 videos, I think, when we were just kind of exploring around Tippa. I didn't have anything in my inventory to show to my dad, so he can be very useful, and I'll probably use him later on as well. But for the time being, there's no time to move backwards. We're going to move forwards, and we're going to be going back to Iron Mine Downs now that we are done with Tippa Peninsula, so let's just leave and go forward. Alright. So we're just gonna go all the way through. And like I said, you need fire, so make sure to change your element to fire, and it's the same as last year. All you have to do is have the right element and just walk right on through this place to pass on through Iron Mine Downs. There is no way to make this cutscene shorter or to skip it or anything like that. You are gonna have to do this every single time you come to a stream. Unless, of course, you're traveling by boat, and then the boat will take you around all these streams. But we can't use the boat yet, so we don't have that option. Alright, and we are back to a familiar place, the Iron Mine Downs. Since we did both the Mushroom Forest and the mine last year, you guessed it, we can't do them this year either, so... what we are going to do, though, is we're going to go to the Mushroom Forest and we're going to change our shallows to water because we need water to get to the next stream. And why did I choose to go in there? That's not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. Let's change element to water. There we go. And so we're going to need that to go to the next area, which is actually new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end off here. We're going to take a very, very quick visit to Mars Pass, and then we're basically just going to continue onwards forth to a new area that has not been seen yet. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that you will join me in the next video of Crystal Chronicles.